Observe your wrists at this very moment. That luxury watch, that gemstone bracelet, or that simple piece of cloth you wear so casually. You think it was a choice dictated by personal taste, chance, or a passing fad, don't you? Yet, this seemingly harmless object could be the occult reason for your chronic fatigue, your lack of money, and that feeling of energetic depletion you cannot rationally explain. This is not an abstract theory, but an ancestral secret revealed millennia ago by the Egyptian god Thoth, which the elites have systematically hidden from the masses to maintain absolute control over their vitality and their ability to manifest abundance. The fatal mistake 99% of people make lies in the wrist chosen to wear their ornaments. The right hand and the left hand are not merely mirrored extremities of the physical body, but energetic portals with diametrically opposite functions. True bioelectrical terminals of a cosmic battery that regulates your destiny. One projects your strength and your will into the external world. The other draws the energies of the universe toward your deep center. Wearing the correct amulet on the wrong wrist creates a devastating energetic short-circuit that drains your reserves instead of recharging them. In this monumental examination, we will reveal exactly which side presides over divine protection and which over material prosperity, providing you with the key to changing your vibrational frequency forever. To decode the sacred code imprinted in your hands, we must trace back through the sands of time to ancient Egypt, under the watchful and immortal eye of the Sphinx. Here emerges the figure of Thoth, the ibis-headed god, the divine scribe who was not a mere idol, but the very embodiment of the universal mind and cosmic logic. He recorded the laws of sacred geometry and magic that weave the invisible web of our daily reality. Centuries later, his figure merged with the Greek god Hermes, giving life to Hermes Trismegistus, the thrice great, whose immortal legacy in the emerald tablets contains the cornerstone of every mystery. As above, so below, as below, so above. This principle is not a mere poetic proverb, but an absolute bioenergetic law that governs your organism. Your body, the microcosm, is the perfect mirror of the stellar macrocosm. Every one of your cells vibrates in resonance with the galaxies, and in this harmonic scheme, your hands are living antennas connecting us to the invisible forces of the surrounding ether. Thoth and the initiates knew that ignoring the polarity of the hands means walking in the dark within a world of invisible electric currents. Understanding that the right and left hands possess distinct energy charges is the first step toward ceasing to be a passive victim of circumstances and becoming a conscious engineer of your own vibrational reality. Leave us alike, with overwhelming hype, here, now, and I will know that you have chosen not to turn back and that your soul is in alignment with this inescapable truth. Let us now analyze with surgical precision the portal of the right hand, your sword of power and manifestation on the material plane. In every initiatory tradition and mystery school, the right side is indissolubly linked to the sun, to the radiant masculine principle, and to the active force that projects conscious intention outward. It is the channel of pure action, the vehicle through which your will manifests concretely and transforms raw matter into tangible reality. Think of the power gestures you instinctively perform with your right. The handshake that seals a vital economic pact, the signature on a legal document that changes the course of your life, the outstretched arm to defend an ideal or an impassable boundary. When you wrap a bracelet around your right wrist, that object instantly ceases to be a passive ornament and transmutes into a dynamic amplifier of subtle energy. It functions as a magnifying glass for your intention. The energy of the material, whether a noble metal like gold or a crystal of power, is activated and projected into your environment, influencing the people and the quantum field around you. If you wear stones like tiger's eye or obsidian on your right, you are building an active shield, an energetic bodyguard that repels negativity before it can even touch your auric field. Historically, kings, queens, and generals did not display jewelry for mere vanity, but as tools of esoteric engineering to solidify their command on both the visible and invisible planes. If the right hand is the sword that strikes, defends, and builds, the left hand operates on a diametrically opposite and complementary frequency. It is the moon that reflects and the magnet that silently attracts. The left is your sacred chalice, the receptive portal directly connected to the heart, the realm of the subconscious, and the depth of ancestral intuition. Energetically connected to the right hemisphere of the brain, The left hand does not project force outward but draws vibrations from the surrounding environment into your deep spiritual core. For this reason, the oldest and most rigorous spiritual traditions, such as hermetic Kabbalah, prescribe wearing symbols of passive protection and containment, like the famous red string, exclusively on the left wrist. Its esoteric function is not to repel with brute force, but to act as an absorbent and neutralizing filter that diffuses the evil eye or envy before they can contaminate your soul. Wearing healing, calming, or universal love crystals, like amethyst or rose quartz, on the left wrist is a decision of immense power, as you are tuning your antenna to absorb those specific beneficial frequencies necessary for your inner evolution. However, in this receptivity lies a mortal danger. The left is an open door that does not select its guests unless it is properly programmed by your awakened consciousness. Without this awareness, you risk becoming an energy sponge that absorbs the anxiety and toxicity of every environment. The fatal mistake 99% of humanity commits daily is the reversal of energetic polarity through mere ignorance of fundamental hermetic principles. We live in a superficial age that favors aesthetics over function, leading us to wear powerful symbols in an entirely haphazard way, guided only by the fleeting trends of the fashion market. This creates a systemic short circuit in your subtle body. It is like inserting batteries backward into an extremely precise electronic device. Imagine someone who feels vulnerable and decides to wear a black tourmaline bracelet, the queen stone of protective projection, but places it on the left wrist, the natural portal of absorption. Instead of creating an external shield, they are unconsciously drawing surrounding negativity directly into their own energy center, neutralizing the power of the stone and, paradoxically, feeling even more exhausted and irritable without understanding the real reason. The same bioenergetic drama occurs when wearing rose quartz on the right. Instead of nurturing self-love and inner peace, one is projecting personal and precious healing energy outward, emptying their vital reserve to feed others, bystanders, in an entirely involuntary and harmful way. This energetic self-harm is the hidden cause behind many personal, professional, and financial failures. You are trying to collect water with a shield and fight a war with an empty chalice, breaking the alchemical code. Many wonder if wearing bracelets on both wrists can balance the system. But the answer is complex and requires absolute mastery of one's vibration. When you decide to activate both portals simultaneously, you become a closed energy circuit. You become a living bridge between giving and receiving, between heaven and earth. If the chosen symbols are perfectly harmonized, for example, a tourmaline on the right to project strength and an amethyst on the left to receive peace, you create an inexhaustible flow of power that makes you a true alchemist of the everyday. However, the risk of turning this circuit into a prison is extremely high if the objects you wear bear the signature of a collective consciousness that does not belong to you. Here we must face a very uncomfortable historical and occult truth. In antiquity, slave chains were placed precisely on the wrists and ankles as indelible seals of submission. Modern fashion has often performed a collective amnesia, transforming those ancient chains of slavery into desirable luxury accessories. Wearing logos of major brands or symbols whose deep genesis you do not know means lending your precious vital energy to feed the egregore of that multinational or that mass ideology. Without a recalibration ritual, your wrists might not be portals of freedom, but invisible chains aligning you with frequencies of consumption and obedience that drain your sovereignty. Let us go even deeper. Your wrists are crossing points for crucial energy meridians that traditional Chinese medicine and Ayurveda have known for millennia. The pulse you feel at your wrist is not just the movement of blood, but the rhythm of qi, or prana, circulating in your biological temple. When you place a heavy, metallic, or crystalline object on these pressure points, you are altering the electrical frequency traveling toward your vital organs. A bracelet is not a foreign body, but a voltage transformer. If the material is in harmony with your biotype, your energy flourishes. If it is in conflict, your organs begin to operate under stress. Imagine the impact of an electronic watch constantly emitting electromagnetic frequencies right over the heart meridian point. You are literally disturbing your organism's electrical compass. The ancient priests of Thoth wore bracelets made of copper or pure gold precisely to conduct energy harmoniously, ensuring the flow to the heart was always protected and enhanced. Ignoring this physical and bioelectrical component means leaving the management of your internal pharmacy to chance. Every time you choose a material, you are choosing a medicine or a poison for your energy field, influencing your ability to think clearly, attract opportunities, and maintain vibrant health. Thoth's final revelation teaches us that true magical power does not reside in the physical object itself, but in the sovereign consciousness that animates and directs it through intention. Any accessory, even the humblest piece of raw cotton thread, can be transmuted into a divine talisman through a three-phase activation ritual: purification, consecration, and programming. Purification is an essential step because every object inevitably absorbs the energetic traces of those who extracted, worked, and touched it before you. Washing the bracelet in salt water, exposing it to the purifying light of the full moon, or passing it through the sacred smoke of Palo Santo completely resets its bioenergetic memory, making it a tabula rasa ready to receive your imperative command. Consecration is the solemn act of dedicating the object to a higher purpose, bringing it to the center of your heart and firmly declaring your intention of light and universal good. Finally, programming is the crucial moment where you imprint your will onto matter. Visualize your goal already perfectly realized while clutching the amulet, charging it with the vibrant emotion of success or total healing. Only after this alchemical process should you place it on the correct wrist: right to manifest, act, and project, left to attract, intuit, and heal. In this way, the bracelet becomes a living extension of your soul and your will. Mastering the secret code of the wrists is only the beginning of an inner alchemical transformation that will lead you to become the sole and legitimate architect of your destiny in this world of shadows. When you stop being a passive user of the consumer world and start consciously choosing how to manage your energy portals, you begin to perceive the subtle currents weaving the invisible reality around us. You will walk into a crowded room and immediately feel its vibration. You will speak with a stranger and perceive the real intention behind the words, not just the superficial sound of the speech. This superior sensitivity allows you to use your hands as instruments of divine creation. With the right, you actively write in the book of life, projecting into the quantum field the scenes, emotions, and realities you desire to manifest with indomitable strength. With the left, you learn to read the messages, intuitions, and signs the universe constantly sends you in response to your vibrations. This continuous dialogue dissolves the illusion of separation, revealing that the external world has always been and will always be a relentless reflection of your inner world. By choosing to adorn the left wrist with self-love and the right with programmed prosperity, you stop begging for crumbs from destiny and start co-creating your infinite abundance. Consider also the environment you habitually move in. The office, public transport, shopping malls, they are dense with psychic noise and others' projections. In these places, your left wrist acts as an energy vacuum cleaner if it is not correctly shielded. A protection bracelet on the left must not only absorb, it must act as a safety filter programmed to allow only those vibrations that serve your evolution. Without this intentional protection, you return home carrying the weight of your colleagues' problems, the stress of strangers, and the heaviness of collective egregores. Mastery consists in making your left wrist a chalice of selective reception and your right wrist a laser beam of targeted projection. When you enter an important meeting, your right hand must vibrate with authority and clarity. When you meditate or seek answers from your higher self, your left must be open and purified. This is the true sacred architecture of the body. You are no longer a biological machine at the mercy of chance, but a receiver-transmitter perfectly tuned to the frequencies of success and inner peace. The power was never in the object, but in the order your sovereign mind imposes on matter through the knowledge of Thoth and the hermetic laws. We have reached the end of this initiatory journey, but for you, this is only the true beginning of awakening to your original and long-forgotten power. The power has always been there, dormant in your very hands, waiting to be reclaimed by your awakened and conscious awareness. Your spiritual sovereignty is exercised exactly at the point of contact where your inner world touches the outer one, your wrists. The right projects your light, the left receives the wisdom of the ether, and in their conscious union, the sacred circuit that defines you as a divine, creative, and absolutely free being is completed. True wisdom does not reside in the sterile accumulation of information, but in the constant and ritual application of this ancestral knowledge in the folds of daily life. Every time you wear a watch, a bracelet, or an amulet, remember that you are performing an act of cosmic engineering that influences your reality. Do not let fleeting fashion or unconscious habit decide for you. You be the programmer, the guardian, and the absolute sovereign of your biological temple. Walk in the light of your newly rediscovered truth, knowing that every intentional gesture is a foundational brick in the construction of your superior reality. The secret of Thoth is now firmly in your hands. Use it to shine, to protect those you love, and to manifest the boldest version of yourself. I thank you from the bottom of my heart, knowing that your presence and your conscious choice are the very foundation of this mission of collective awakening. Support this truth by leaving a like full of vibrant intention, subscribe to the channel so as not to miss the next fragments of hermetic wisdom, and comment with the key phrase, "I am the architect of my destiny," to seal this vibration in your DNA and manifest it in your physical reality. May your inner coherence be your inviolable beacon, guiding you toward the boldest, most radiant, and unlimited expression of your divine potential. May cosmic abundance resonate with every aligned energy portal of yours, and your new vitality be the living proof of your spiritual sovereignty over matter. Dwell in your light and shine beyond any temporal limit, bringing this message to anyone ready to awaken from the sleep of ages. See you soon.